This is this is sounds that changed our lives.
Yes. Synthesizer sound that changed our lives, to be precise.
Yeah, and I said songs because it's always, maybe subconsciously, but I'm gonna make this into something. The sound isn't really that valuable without the song. You know, a lot of some of the sounds I've made on very big hits, they're not that, if you just heard them on their own, it's like, okay, show me your best sound. But it's what it's in, and it's how it's used and how it's played and what it does.
In fact, you know what, let's listen to it, because now we're talking about one of the most seminal tracks on the planet for people like us, of definitely my generation, but I mean, this is like the heights of human achievements in arts, because this is like jazz at its finest, at its most adventurous. So that's the genius of Joe Zawinul and his band, Weather Report. We're gonna listen now, I sound like a radio presenter now. We're going to listen now to the first track of Black Market, which you should totally listen to, probably in its entirety. Like, the entire album is absolutely mesmerizing. Let's go. Here it comes. Next time. Okay, cut!
I mean, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, and why are we so crazy over this thing? He played it backwards. I mean, he played the keyboard backwards.
Okay, let's give a little bit of context, because Joe Zawinul, who was a genius and a madman in many respects, he kind of grew tired of the way synthesizers reacted. Also, he was trained on accordions, and not the simple ones, the ones with buttons. That, you know, I've tried to play one of those sometimes. I don't know if you tried. Like,
no.
Forget it. So he clearly had this advantage of knowing radically different instruments that are keyboard-based.
Manipulating buttons that make pitches that don't seem like they're like linear, right?
Have you ever tried like a bandoneon? Like,
no, I haven't tried any of that.
Not only that, bandoneon even sounds different notes when you are doing this or that. So it's the mental institution type of instrument.
Well, that would certainly help to have that background.
Right, which he does in a way, and so he decided to, because you can do it on a 2500, you can flip the keyboard, so when you go up, instead it goes down, and when you go down, instead it goes up. And that's the sound that he used to come up with that line.
Yeah, I'm guessing, because he flipped the keyboard, so like Claudia was saying, when you play at the low pitches, what you think are the low pitches, you're getting high ones, so you're gonna end up, like, we're gonna automatically fall into like fingering like pianists, because no matter how much we try, right, we're going to do that, but then it's not going to sound the same way you're expecting, and so you're going to find new melodies. And I know one of the things about Joe Zawinul's compositional techniques was he would improvise and improvise and improvise and record it all, and then what he says, he would like sit in a chair by the pool with his cassette and listen and listen and listen, and then find a moment, and then transcribe that moment, because that was where the magic happened, in the improvisation, and he would find melodies that he would develop into something. So I think the idea here was, like, by flipping the keyboard, he would find melodies that you wouldn't come up with.
I would say, why don't we first try to recreate the sound? If we have experimented a little bit, so we might want to patch it down so that we can recreate it. Let's listen to it one more time, and let's try and figure out what it is.
Yeah.
You know, because I haven't fully analyzed the sound either. Yeah, let's go. Is it one oscillator or two oscillator?
I listen for beating, and I hear no beating.
I hear no beating either.
One oscillator.
Okay, let's keep playing for a sec. Vibrato?
A little bit.
And then it's very nasal, which is virtue of what? The filter with a bit of resonance, is that what it is?
Yeah. And another like really interesting characteristic is when the sound goes high, it gets extremely muted.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Because when you're playing now the high notes, you're getting less and less keyboard control voltage. you're getting negative keyboard control voltages, whereas normally when you play the high notes on a synth, the keyboard is tracking the filter together, so they're tracking together. This is the opposite. So it's getting extremely dull, like not even just normally dull.
Yeah.
Like a bass player plays up high and it gets duller, but this is like extra dull. So you kind of almost lose the sound, but it gives it that sort of mysterious opaqueness.
Yeah.
So I hear that too. So I hear it like an oboe almost, but I don't hear it quite as thin.
Yeah.
So I believe that it's a sawtooth because it kind of is more vocal, has all the harmonics with resonance, and then almost a fixed filter. There's not a lot of movement. There's no wow in the filter, right?
What there is a movement in volume though. So maybe he was using a pedal for volume. Can we play it? Play it from the beginning? Because I hear,
listen for that.
You know, when it comes in, like the beginning of it is really low. So
you're right.
I'm trying to see if maybe he was touching the filter, maybe he was touching the volume.
Well,
Let's listen
he could be using the VCA too.
Or maybe the VCA.
Maybe a pedal. Let's listen.
Let's listen to it. Filter.
Yeah, you know what? All it is that when you play the higher notes in the beginning, it's not as bright.
So you think that he didn't manipulate further?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think it's just as simple.
Let's try. Let's build the sound from scratch.
And then you can play the sound and see what happens. Interrupting this video to let you know that when Dr. Mix came to Los Angeles, we made 2 videos. The other one is Kool and the Gang's Summer Madness. We did a breakdown on it just like this. Be sure to go to his channel and check it out. It's 1 oscillator, so the ARP has 3 oscillators, so I would just focus in one place. Oscillator, 3, and I'm guessing sawtooth. That's what I would like to try, right?
Well, once you filter it, basically almost becomes like a sine, but it's you know, it's kind of...
But you need the resonance to grab onto something. Right. And I think when you get into the lower notes, it's got a little bit of a cut and it talks
definitely
a
sawtooth. I don't
Okay, so we got the sawtooth waveform, and I can show you what it looks like, patched, but I could also remove the patch cord because it's normaled right here. There's a sawtooth there, but we can leave the patch cord. The other feature of the sound we said is resonance.
Yeah.
So resonance is up. And we're controlling the filter with this ADSR envelope generator, and I don't really hear much movement. It's not like opening and closing the filter. So I just gave sustained voltage. So there's no time related to that. It's just voltage and a little bit of release time. So when you release the key, there's a little something there as opposed to shorter.
Yeah.
A little bit. And it's at the mercy of this guy too. But I don't hear that. So I basically gating the VCA. So the filter is going to the VCA, and I'll show you this patch again, but it is normaled, but I'll put it there. And then the VCA is going to the mixer, but we're also having it go into the reverb.
I think that there is a little bit of reverb, isn't it? There is a bit of reverb, right?
Spring reverb.
Spring reverb, probably.
So this is spring. Just testing. You know, see if somebody's home. It's one of my favorites. So there you go. So now we have the sound.
Well, yeah. So
why did it just go backwards? Okay, let me show you what happened.
Let's do it before that. Yeah.
So we didn't have that.
So we have. Okay. So let's listen to this. Okay.
Look, nothing happens. You know why?
Super high pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the filter.
Yeah.
The pitch is way too high.
Oh, okay.
And the filter's closed. So what we're doing is we have the oscillator at a very high rate.
Yeah.
The reason, when I say rate, like high frequency, same thing as rate, is when I apply negative keyboard control voltage. And the reason I'm going to do that is so that the keyboard plays backwards. So that when you play high notes, you get low sounding notes. And when you play low notes, you get high sounding notes, right?
But they're brighter here and they're darker there.
Right, because the keyboard control voltage is not tracking. It's tracking negatively the other way. Keyboard control voltage is going into the voltage processor. When I have the attenuator all the way to the right, I'm sending 10 volts of keyboard control voltage. And after it comes out of this inverter, now it's negative 10 volts into the frequency calibrated input of oscillator 3, which has the sawtooth in it. So now we're tracking negatively. So when I play a low note, the pitch goes up.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Now, and the other thing that's crazy is the song is in B flat.
Yeah.
But you have to think differently because you're playing backwards and the intervals are going to be backwards. So instead of like a major scale would be tonic, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half.
Yeah.
Right? So you think backwards. So we're doing a pentatonic scale in B flat, but it looks like an E flat minor pentatonic.
That's right. That's so brilliant. One thing I can tell for sure that this is a mind-bending operations because basically you're flipping the circle of fifths on its head.
So Claudio's going to play in E flat minor pentatonic on the keyboard, and we're going to hear B flat major pentatonic. And then the last final touch.
It's the vibrato. Oh, I thought you would go there. Yeah, there you go.
You knew I'd go there. So it's a slow wiggle. So we have a low frequency sine wave from VCO2. We need another oscillator. And I'm going to put it into the control input of VCO3, which is the sawtooth. There we go.
There you go.
And there you have expression. So I'm going to give up the playing seat to Claudio and see how this twists your brain playing backwards.
So,
not bad. You could figure that out. It's tough. You made that look pretty easy. It's really tough to play everything upside down.
I actually never tried. So
it's like reading words backwards. You know? You see how it gets brighter as you go?
Actually, not right now. It's doing the opposite. So it's going dark. Oh yeah, brighter as I go up.
Yeah. See, the low notes are getting brighter. Keep going down.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
it's
right.
Backwards.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I think that the melody goes because I briefly studied earlier. It goes.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But also we have the.
See where this guy. Oh, this guy.
Oh yes, this guy. So thank you. Okay. It was going so well. Okay. Almost. Okay. Okay. Third time's a charm. Got it. I got you.
Sounds good.
One more last time.
Oh, let's see it one more.
One more time until I get it perfect.
Okay, now let's hear the sound. Let's play it. Play it. There you go. There you go. See, those white notes can really throw you off.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you just, as I was playing it, I thought that if I muscle remember the scale, I don't have to even think about it because I go.
But I notice he sticks pretty much to the pentatonic, and he probably stuck with just this all black note vibe because then you can't really go wrong.
Yeah.
You know. And This sound really did change my life because after all this talking that you've heard us go through, it's a way of thinking about the same thing in a very different way, and literally at 180 degrees. Yeah. So I applied it to everything that I did. I tried to do everything backwards. I walked backwards. I wrote music backwards. I tried to sign my name backwards. And what it did, it introduced my brain to a new way of looking at things. So now I could look at something and see it like in both directions a little bit more. I know it just kind of sits in the back of your brain and I'm not always doing things forwards and backwards. Yeah. But I think when I'm making a patch, what can I do? Maybe I'll just do a normal patch, but I won't put as much keyboard control voltage. So maybe it won't get as bright as it goes up. Yep. And I do little things like that. Or a vibrato, that instead of it getting faster as I go higher, it gets slower.
Yeah.
And it goes, and so everything's the same except just the vibrato. It just made me think like with pitch change can come different variations in the other aspects of the sound.
Yeah, I mean, and this I think is a testament to how great composers, great artists think with the other side of that brain. So Joe Zawinul was able to tap into a completely new mind field, and therefore coming up not only with a new sound, but with a new way of making sounds.
Yeah, like he intellectualized it because he could understand the science of it. But then once he had it set, it's still music, and it's just a creative, beautiful melody. And when you listen to it, you don't even know. Yeah. You shouldn't know. Yeah. Something special, and it another one of these moments. We have these moments throughout our lives. Something makes a change, and in terms of synthesis, Black Market. This.
You have to listen to Black Market. I highly recommend it.
And play backwards. Please remember to like and subscribe to us too, forward and backwards, or any way you can. It really helps us out a lot. We appreciate it very much. And this audience, it's so special to have an audience for this type of thing that we do, and we value it a lot. I know we both talk about it a lot, very sincerely.
Yeah. I love you, man.
Thank you, too. See you soon.